Test. Test, test. Test, test. I'm getting green bars here. All right, thank you, thank you. How's everybody doing? I've been better, but that's good. Well, welcome, Dalton. Anybody else new here the first time? Not very far. All right. Well, welcome to the Scans, Forks, and Fibos IMLTV channel. We meet here in this room twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Also, on the crypto side, same new paradigm teaching and coaching, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. We teach in a new paradigm. It's a lot different than everything else. And that's because we have precision entries, which will give us 3, 5, 10 times the profit your peers are making in the same trades with the same size account and same downside risk. All right, good. So lots of places to choose from now. 130 hours a week of possibilities. And so I won't say it's getting crowded, but I will say there's a lot for you to wade through. And we teach what I consider the very best of entries, very tight entries, and we're going to make more dollars per pip than any other system out there. That's not just bravado or trying to make emotional appeal. It's pure math. And so it's pretty exciting because of that. So let's get to our information page, especially for you guys that are newer to the group. And I would encourage you to take a screenshot of this page. I will, once again, since I haven't done it in a graphic yet, black out the www part of our URL here, and we'll get down to that in just a second. First of all, we have a Facebook group by the same name, My Markets Live Scans, Forks, and Fibos. You can find it by just searching My Markets Live Scans, Forks, and Fibos as such. You'll end up there. That is the header for our website, iMarkets Live Scans, Forks, and Fibos, and you can see up in the search bar, that's all we had to search for to find our group. For active IML traders, I give away my Pitchfork Mastery course. I've been trading pitchforks for over 10 years. Built the course to teach people how to trade pitchforks as well. Pitchforks are the bomb because they are based on Fibonacci, and Fibonacci rules the charts. And so don't be overwhelmed by pitchforks. Nobody, as I say, came out of mama's womb knowing how to draw pitchforks. It's a learned skill. Doesn't take that long to learn, though, which is pretty cool. And then you have one of the most powerful techniques in the marketplace. Now, here's the thing. You can trade them. Once you get good with them, you can trade them standalone, but they're extremely well at helping identify and give earlier entry with tighter stops and more precision on top of other systems. So if you like trading snapback, if you like trading Davin's four rules, if you like trading harmonic scans, we're going to use pitchforks and get you in all those trades sooner and give you more pips with money management out of them. So it's a pretty powerful thing. And once you can learn it, you're never going to go back to not using it. I'm sure traders in here would testify to that because of how powerful pitchforks are. So that free to active IML members pitchfork course is found there at forexpitchfork.com/uppercase IML. And the user ID and password are there. Also case sensitive. So again, please take a screenshot of that, if you will. The new paradigm of trading. We also put huge emphasis on the head game. And the nice thing about trading in the new paradigm is your trading advancement helps foster your head game growth, which is not true in the old paradigm. What is the old paradigm? Everything else except what you see in here. So everywhere else, the head game is going to be in conflict with what you're trying to trade. Been at this a long time, trading 15 years, coaching 14. Pitchforks, as I said, over a decade now. So once again, our group, you're going to want to go there. We have a roadmap posted in the back of that group or in the files tab of that group. We also have a pinned post, which, as it says, start here with this pinned post. So when you get to the group, go there and look for that pinned post. It's a long one. Not only does it give you some of our policies and terms and procedures for the group, but there's some incredible resource information for you as a trader and as a trader in this group, including better understanding of risk, including how to use the harmonic scanner in more profitable ways, including why you may want to consider using pitchforks in your trading, and then ultimately what I consider the best quick fire training in the market as we introduce several variables for money management, from 10 pips to 15% to median to whole, and beyond that if you want to go farther. So we have real good entries. We explain the math of why harmonic scans work and how to exploit that for profit. We also have that roadmap that I was talking about, which kind of walks you through the process of what it's going to take to become a master trader. Don't let this overwhelm you. At least we're giving you a roadmap. And so it doesn't matter where you start with us or when you start with us. Everybody goes through the same process. And guess what? It can be done because we got dozens and dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of people in this group that are doing just this and gone through it. Oh yeah, there's a lot of goodies in the pinned post. Hopefully you'll spend more than a day on it. Lastly, we have a process for this group. You know, we talked about the Facebook group. That's not just a, oh, here's a little Facebook group you can play around with. It is a support structure and a teaching mechanism for this IML channel. And so you want to be heavily engaged in that group if you want to become a master trader. So there's the roadmap, don't forget. So now, you know, in the new paradigm of trading, we have a proven process that we use that creates success. And it goes like this. You attend these scans, forks, and Fibos IMLTV sessions. I teach, you learn, you study, you practice. Now, the difference is Your demo account is your laboratory. It's not a place to win. If you're going to try and win, you're going to mess up your head game because ego, your sensory information gateways, and everything get all messed up. And they're going to affect your future trading. So you don't demo trade. You don't practice to win. You practice to learn. So you then post your setups that we teach you, including pitchforks, including your demo trades, in the Scans, Forks, and Fibos group. We have admins and coaches in the group that are going to help correct your mistakes. And you ultimately gain trading success by learning what not to do, not by guessing and trying to get it right. And lastly, you don't have the intelligence. Sorry to say it. I don't mean IQ. I just mean the way our brain processes information. You don't have the ability to be student and teacher who grades your own paper. So that's why you have to go through the process of taking your demo trades, posting them, and getting feedback from our coaches and admins, helping you correct what not to do. And through the process of elimination, just like Tom Edison says, I now know 10,000 ways how not to invent the light bulb. By learning how not to do it, you slowly weed out all of those things that can deter success, and essentially you're left with success. But that takes what we call a VOT, a volume of trades, which is the mistake that most traders make because they come in, they get the system Friday, they want to be trading it Monday, they're anxious to build a spreadsheet and see how fast they're going to be a millionaire, and that's the wrong approach. You don't want to start trading a system right away to trade it to win. You want to demonstrate what you know so those with insight can correct you, help you fill in the gaps and the voids, if you will, and correct you on some of your minor points so you can then learn. You absorb that and you move forward. If you try and get it right, so many things can fall out from that. I was talking to a trader earlier today. They haven't posted any trades yet. Been around a couple months, but haven't posted any trades yet. And I'm not talking about circumstances, that prevent it. I'm talking about individual choice that says, I'm going to wait, I'm going to get better. I don't want to embarrass myself, blah, blah, blah. And you're taking trades on your own, getting nowhere. From the very first setup, from the very first pitchfork you draw, from the very first demo trade with whatever system we're showing you, you take that trade and post it. Now, we also have posting requirements. So the admins who look at dozens and dozens of charts a day don't go cross-eyed. So we have posting requirements to create a uniformity in your post in that group. And they're also in that pinned post, and folks like Zoe and Tim and me and others will remind you if you're not posting per the posting requirements. It's not hard, but it allows you to not only get your post made, but then for you to see other people's posts, and that's where you're going to learn a lot. One of the secrets to success in this group is OPM, other people's mistakes. And so when you see other traders post their trades, when you see other demo trades posted, when you see other pitchforks posted, and you see the corrections, that's just like you're being taught. It's one more thing not to do. And since trading success evolves and involves lots of things not to do, you're going to get there faster by participating, by being interactive, by posting trades and setups and moving forward. So it's a proven process in the educational environment, and it's a proven process here. And our community is strong. It is friendly. Nobody bites anybody's head. There's no name calling. And that just happens, it's pretty cool. That all happens naturally in this group. It's a byproduct because when people get to success, they remember what it's like when they started. So they're very helpful to newer traders. You go to the Scans, Forks, and Fibos group that we've been talking about now for about 16 minutes. It's at the top of your page. iMarkets Live, Scans, Forks, and Fibos Traders Group. It's a Facebook group. Well, we're glad you like it, Ricky. You know, just like I said this the other day to one of my long-term traders, you know, I said, I'm just like a trader in the coaching side. You know, over the years, you get better at coaching by learning what not to do in your coaching. So after 14 and a half, 15 years, I know what not to do for a trader to help them achieve success. So we've got this pretty refined at this point. It's not like, you know, we're some 20-year-old in mama's basement trying to coach. The other thing that, you know, I'm pretty hip on is punctuality. So we start at about 9:02, and I don't like repeating a lot. If you want something repeated, you're going to have to wait until the end, because other people who were on time already heard it once, and they have better things to do than to hear me say 5 different times, because people come in at 10 after and 20 after and 30 after and 45 after the hour. It's okay. Things happen. You got stuck in traffic. You got late picking up the kid from daycare. I mean, I get it, but that's okay. That's still on you. It's not on everybody else that's here. So punctuality is important. Don't do a lot of repeating. No. Tell you what's difficult is spending money and time and not becoming successful. That's difficult. It's difficult on your pocketbook. It's difficult on your head game. Pitchforks are about the easiest thing to learn in terms of trading technique, trading tools, trading models. I'm not biased. I just know. All right, that being said, I'll open up tonight to any questions from existing participants in the group, people who have been attending on a regular basis. No, Boogie, that's not right. We don't want to try and go for the max on targets. Just the opposite. You want to learn your head game. You want to learn patience. You want to learn not to have a fear of missing out. You want to follow what you've been taught up to the point that you've been taught. The biggest mistake traders make is they try and go from junior trader to senior trader. Just because, see, here's the thing. You can intellectually understand something. You can intellectually understand a concept, but I can give you Tiger Woods' 10 DVD volumes of how to golf, and you could binge watch it on a weekend. You are not going to go to the course on Monday and hit par. It ain't going to happen. You can watch, DVDs of Lindsey Vonn do the giant slalom. You're not going to go to the mountaintop and come anywhere close to her time. It's just not going to happen. So you can intellectually understand something. You doing it is a different story. Oh, they're valid for a long, long time. We have all sorts of numbers we run on pitchforks, from forked Fibos to Fibonacci to Elliott wave projections to extended retracements. There's lots of stuff that extend the life of a fork way beyond, but you got to know how to draw a fork first. And the way you know a fork isn't much helpful to you anymore is when other ones are. Pretty simple. Go through the program, join our group, participate in our group. You'll learn. It's a process. But forks are a different kind of trading. They are, as I said, in the new paradigm of trading. We don't worry about forecasts. We don't worry about where prices, where we think it's going to go, or more so where anybody else thinks it's going to go. Well, you need to go through the course. I could draw pitchforks all day long. That's not going to do any good for you because you can't copy what I do off a one-off. But I can. Here's one I drew this morning. Easy enough, easy peasy. It's called the best fit. And we got a nice confirmation hit here. We got a nice confirmation hit here on a big long wick, which makes it very exciting. And then we've got a double bounce here at the median. So that is an A-OK best fit pitchfork. And we're ready to go trading it from here on out. Is a 60-minute fork. We can draw them on any time period. It doesn't matter. Let me go to another pair. What do I have up here that I haven't looked at in a long time? EJ. It's not one of my routinely traded. Look at a big time frame. To the pip in order to call it a best fit. To the pip. Watch the pitchfork course. I'm not going to teach the pitchfork course in here, guys. The pitchfork course is about 10 to 12 hours. It's divided into modules, but I'm not going to teach it in here. I've already taught it once. And you have access to it free. You're not paying $300 for it like everybody else. So you go make advantage of that. So there would be a good fork. Lots of trades in there. And now it's leaving the fork. But also trades there. You will notice this end point down here is just matching the swing low. Yeah, come on. Get those circles off. There we go. Oh, come on. So, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. We can, if you like the IML web analyzer, we trade the web analyzer, generally get in before, make more pips, and we'll stay in longer, and then all the pips we make are also multiples of what's typically made. So at this point, we would also have forks pointing in the other direction, just to be, because now we have a downward swing that we could possibly take advantage of. So we'd probably take a bigger, slightly bigger look, yeah. Just not confuse the two. And again, we don't have a lot of data to go with this one. So we just set it with something that we like, and we let it run out a little farther, and we'll come back, you know, in our trading, look at this over a day. This is a 4-hour chart. I mean, an 8-hour chart. So these are big trades, and they last a long time. So you have plenty of time to get forks set and adjusted and let them run off for a little while. And then if we have to adjust, and we have to, but for the most part, we'll be able to make trades off of them. There's no rhyme or reason to the number of candlesticks between touches. Generally, you like them to have some distance, so you have a little bit of, you know, the angle of the lines makes sense. What was that? That was a crypto alert. Nice thing about forks, they work on any market. Doesn't matter what it is. Forex, crypto, precious metals, stocks, you name it. So you're good to go. Once you learn forks, you can trade anything with it. Okay. Well, with the web analyzer, it's just a matter of drawing your forks routinely the way you should, swing to swing. And that allows you then, you pick a time period, right? Pick a time period, and that allows you to when the analyzer goes off and sends an alert, you can actually see based on the pitchfork you may already have, or you could draw it when the alert comes on. It's, that's cool too. There's all sorts of ways to use pitchforks in terms of the web analyzer. You can have pitchforks drawn before the analyzer hits, which is totally possible. Hold on, I'll tell you what. I've got it on a different computer, so let me bring it over here. Oh, it's not going to like that though, is it? Well, we'll see. Really? Bear with me 1 second, guys. There's timing elements with energy points, what's called energy points. Because if you're not a trend line drawer, the only support and resistance you have is horizontal. And there's no timing element to a horizontal line. And pitchforks, by their nature, because they're diagonal, when you have a horizontal line intersecting that diagonal, there's only one candle that can hit it. And so therefore, that brings the timing element. So let's see. The most recent trade here was a Euro SD 15-minute. Wish I had seen that before I went and looked and took everything off. I'll get some strategy in here so I can just have a naked chart. Let's see if we can find anything in here of interest. That's a big Bollinger. Alright. So, let's get a vertical line on here. At the time of the trade, which was called at UTC 215. 0215. $22 ago. Oh, wait. Why is that yesterday? It's not. It's today. No, we don't do forecasts. We don't care about predictions. Big difference. That's all old paradigm. See, in the old paradigm, you care about predictions because you have sloppy trading. You have slush in your trading. So you want to try and figure out where it's going because your lagging indicators aren't going to tell you crap. We don't care where it's going because we're there when it gets there, both for the entry and the exit. Don't have to physically be there. We can have alerts. We don't do entry orders. You can't have precision trading with entry orders. Most of our smaller term trades, 15-minute, 15-minute, 10-minute below, we have 10 pip stop losses to calculate our 2% risk. We're typically exiting at 3 and 4 pips. So we lose less than 1% even though we're going to make 2% every 10 pips of gain. No, harmonic wave convergence has nothing to do with energy points, only lines. I've said it. An energy point is a pitchfork line intersecting a horizontal line. It has nothing to do with harmonic wave convergence. It's a reality on the charts. So let's try and draw here just a simple traditional fork. And it's a little steep. Swing high, swing low, back to previous swing low. I'm going to set it on this bottom here because when I do, I get nice hits. So this is the best fit. Where I got a hit there and I got a hit here. So even though there's some slight breaches here and there's recognition here where it was. Price went up, came back, and closed on it. So that's pretty good. And this is what we call reverse compliance because we can't use that to set the pitchfork because that's actually part of this swing. But we got pretty good stuff there going. So, boom. So in this, yikes. At 1 123,967. There's 66. And I'll just get it perfect, yeah. Alright, so the bullseye there is the trade call. As a buy. So we got a couple things going on here. First thing I'm going to look at is a fib, just to see what we got going. And that's pretty deep. So let's just see. Might have to use one of my magic Fibos. Yep, there it is. One of my secret Fibos. Now you know why we're so hot. And the only other thing I typically run in here, that's part of the built-ins. Oh wait, yeah it is. I got confused between the two. Make sure it's got my settings. Yeah, that'll run for now. So we've got a, the call was for a buy, but the call was here, and obviously that was early. We've got, let me open this up. $10 pip channels. Let's open them to 5. There you go. So 5, 10, it's about 12, 13 pips early. Yeah, I have a set of 48 numbers that I've collected over 14 to 15 years. That most traders haven't ever seen, probably 75% of them, and they give hits like this all the time. Entries on live candles, absolutely. No closed candles for entry on a pitchfork. 2 pips and you're going. But you have a very tight stop, like on a trade like this, where we've now opened it up to, well, it's not a trade, I'm just showing you a setup, but where you've got 5 pip channels, price channels, we don't need that much for this trade. About 3 to 4 pips at the most. And there would be our stop loss. Nope, tab 29 is not on here. So we have a little bit more Fibo work we can do and would do. I don't just jump on a chart and take a trade. My point in showing you the harmonic analyzer is we don't have to do the 515 or the 520. And what that means with a 5 pip stop loss is when this trade goes, if that trader entered it, we're going to make 3 times the profit they will. Here we're going to make 4 times the profit they will. Same size account, same downside risk. Because we can buy more lots in the contract. Depends on the time frame. Typically 15 minute, 2 pips is fine. Draw some forks. Draw some forks. Don't trade forks. Go show me 50 forks in the group, and then we'll talk about trade entries. Because until we know you've got your forks right, there's no use trading them. Go draw me 50 forks. Let Zoe see 50 forks. Let Tim see 50 forks. Let Steven see 50 forks. Let Wayne see 50 forks. Let Jake see 50 forks. Then we can say, you know what? Looks like you got the direction right. It looks like you know how to set up best fits. Now we can start taking some demo trades. Again, not to win, but to learn more. Let's go look at one. Yeah. Euro yen. Makes. There it is. Another 15 minute. Nah. I really like 15.15. Euro pound. Euro yen 5. Here we go. Sell. Let's see what we would have seen here. And that's how old? 2 hours about. So we're just pretending. So the time there was 1:30. And it was 1:32, 2:35. Oops. And 32, 235 at UTC 130, and therefore there was our sell call. You can't practice them and read them right. Can't do it. You got to get forks down before you can start reading them. You can't do that. Just trust me. You've got to draw your forks. We have to see them so we know you got them right. Once you got them right, then you can start working on reading them. Oh, Steve. Ah, it's going to mess with me as if it's the dang harmonic scanner. There we go. All right. So this is tradable as is because I made it a traditional. So swing high to swing low. I go back to a previous swing low. That's tradable now. And while we set that as a third grader could do this. Connect, connect, connect. We're done. No best fit needed. And we have some beautiful Fibonacci touches. One here. Beautiful median touch here. Median touch. Median touch. Fibonacci's on the Bollinger. This thing is set to go. So it's set to trade at that point. There was a sell signal here. We have nothing there to trade at that time with the pitchfork. We have an impulsive move down, and it doesn't take too much knowledge to see that as what we would call a continuation pattern. It's a consolidation. You can see kind of heavy consolidation in here all along there. But I wouldn't take any action there for sure. Nothing entices me there. And I'm speaking as if I was looking there real time. I don't care what it's done since. You know, it may have worked out. I don't care. See, the thing about learning to trade is you don't worry about the ones you don't take that go. You don't let that mess with your head. You have your criteria, and if nothing's there, there's no trade. That's just how you succeed, by using that level of selectivity. We don't have a middle Fibonacci. That's the median line. You mean this one? That's the median line there. You want touches preferably on the outside, the median, or the outside. You'd like to get any two of those three. But if you have perfect to the, on a traditional fork, it's ready to touch. You don't need any validation of this fork, because it's a traditional fork. That median is set on that swing low, which makes this a traditional fork. Traditional forks are ready to trade as soon as it leaves this swing low. But the only three lines we trade are the median, the upper parallel, and the lower parallel. The rest are set for best fits, and the bounces off the rest are lower level trades. Man, we're having a hard time with this energy point stuff. An energy point is the intersection of a horizontal with a diagonal. So, case in point, on this particular example, if we were to put a Fibo on here, and there's a couple Fibos we could draw. If I were to do a Fibo from the swing high to the swing low, and I wish I could put my templates on here, but yeah, here we are. So we'll just turn on a bunch of internal. I'll make them yellow. They'll stand out. Okay. So an energy point would be the intersection of any of the purple lines with any of the yellow lines. That's an energy point. That is an energy point. Go higher, come lower. Wherever the two collide, that's an energy point. Only one candle can hit an energy point. And we have a whole slew of support and resistance that we can trade in addition to the Fibos called the INS. And y'all are going to get that at some point. I started to package it right after Christmas, and then I wanted to modify it some. So we got 4 or 5 subcomponents in there for an INS, including Fibo pivots and Camarilla lines and some secret institutional stuff that, you know, yields pips, again, stuff nobody else knows about. It's kind of fun stuff to know when you're having your little repertoire. The energy point is, it could be another pitchfork. It doesn't have to be a horizontal line, but it's a line, it's an intersection of 2 lines where only one candle can touch it. See, the problem with horizontal support is you're taught like this. Typically 4-hour level, but you know, who cares? All right. So go do some support and resistance. See, the problem, well, you know, it just depends on what else you got going on and who's taught you, but here's the problem. Oh, nice resistance. 0 resistance. Nice support. 0 support. Check, check. Nope. Nice resistance. So the problem with this is, went through it like a hot knife through butter twice. So if price were to come up here and challenge this line, what do we do? How do we do it? All right. Same thing with this other stuff. You know, nice support. Oh, wait a second. No support. No resistance. Here, you know, great. Nice resistance. Nice support. Makes it a real strong line. Oops, hot knife through butter. So support and resistance is always not support and resistance. Support and resistance is only potential support and resistance. And we like to draw potential support and resistance based on past achieved support and resistance, but there's no guarantee that's going to equal potential support and resistance in the future, as I've just demonstrated. So you want to act in the now. The best things to provide support and resistance in the now, there's 2 of them. And you guys have, you know, you guys have access to them both. One is called pitchforks. And that's why you're here. It is a real-time, laser-precise entry and money management system. Looks complicated. Looks random. Hang with us. You'll see they're not. The second, in the immediate time frame, real-time support and resistance system are harmonic scans. And we deal with them extensively too in our quickfire and our Charlie Delta trading. They're real-time systems. Real-time. Laser precise. Nothing else like them. Not a lot of woo-woo tonight, as I call it. Well, let me do a fork Fibo on here before I dismiss the woo-woo. Because we might find just a little. Oh, jump on me. Okay. Wow. Where's my magic sheet? Yep. Not a lot of woo-woo tonight. Sorry. Usually I can do some incredible performance here. Let's do a project. So fork Fibo, nothing. Let's do a projection off this first wave up, because that'll often give us something if the fork Fibo doesn't. Before I dismiss the ability to have woo-woo here tonight. Hold on. So let's move this aside. What was that? 236. 236. 236. Where's my... I need my 100 line. Oh, there it is there. All right. See, when you operate off these dang products, because they're free, you can't save templates. And so I just randomly have to use spaces here to put in some of my numbers. So we're doing what would be like an Elliott wave projection off our first wave. There we go, 1.5. So we measure the length of the first wave, and well, we can see the 1, 2, and I'm not much of an Elliottician, but this is going up, and most likely this is a 1 wave. Smaller waves here, so this is a 1. So you can project to the 3, or the next level wave up, by going this distance and projecting off of that wave to see where it may go. And your 3 major lines going up at that point: 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 3, 8, 2, 1, 5. Then we go to 1, 6, 1, 8. And so there you have it. There's a little woo-woo. We do a lot with Fibo because it's going to rule the charts. So yeah, so you can draw, right on the web analyzer, and obviously you don't want to wait that long after the call. You'd want to be here more in real time. But we haven't had any ding-ding cha-chings since we've been on. But you'd want to, on a 5-minute level, you'd want to be in here in 5 minutes pretty fast for sure. And that was a called buy, and you know what? It just wasn't a buy for me. And again, you could have entered that on a 5:15, assuming all your other qualifications were there, 5 rules, whatever, 5:20, whatever. Our group never does that. There's no need for that. And we could be in there with 5 and make 3 times the profit. And we could be in there with 5 and make 4 times the profit. If you don't understand why I'm saying 3 times the profit and 4 times the profit, you need to go to our group, Buy Markets, Live Scans, Forks, and Fibos, and watch the first few videos about risk and the relationship of stop loss. See, in the old paradigm, what are you taught the stop loss is? It's there to stop your loss. In the new paradigm, we know different. Yes, it does stop your loss. It is your profit regulator in the trade. It is your profit regulator in a trade. So if you don't understand how the stop loss is a profit regulator, then we're above your head, but you can catch up by watching those videos on risk. And you need to know that. I don't care what you're trading. See, I love when people come in here, take a look, and run. Because but all of what we do is basic stuff. We just do support and resistance the way it's supposed to be taught. We just do risk the way it's supposed to be taught if you're going to trade successfully. And we don't have to set arbitrary stop losses. We set stop losses based on precision entries. So big difference. That's why sometimes we'll look at a trade and say, nah, no. And somebody else will go, oh, well, I took that trade and, blah, 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 blah. I ain't worried about it. I'll be selective. Why? Because simply enough, and I don't mean this to be arrogant, the guys in my individual groups know this, the only trades I take are trades I win. Because I have a level of selectivity, and I don't get tempted by stuff that doesn't meet my criteria. Because when it meets my criteria, I'll make 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times the profit. I'm not in a rush to get in trades for the sake of being in a trade. You trade all day. Once you move up to 60-minute trading, and even more so, 240-minute trading, we'll smoke you 5 times the profit here. Here, 10 times, sometimes 15 times the profit in the same trade. Go watch those videos. I'll show you. On the IML harmonic scanners, on the 4-hour scans, the typical stop loss on a 4-hour scan is 148.2 pips. We've studied it and studied it and studied it and studied it. 148.2 pips. We get in there with a 10 pip stop loss. We're going to make 14.8 times the profit. And when you have precision that lets you do that, it's not just arbitrarily setting a tight stop loss. That ain't going to work. You have to know why you're doing it and how to deal with it. But so you can be selective. Or another way of saying it is, yeah, we'll make 14.8 times the profit. The other thing is, we can make the same profit, watch this, in 15 pips of trading. Works both ways. If we're both going 148.2, we're going to make 15 times the profit. Or I could just take a 15 pip trade and make the same amount of profit. Now the question you have to ask yourself is, how many 148 pip trades are there a day? How many 15 pip trades are there a day? Yep. So, all right, so we got a bunch of new folks. Not trying to be a grizzly in here, but go through the course. It's free. I know you got a lot of stuff you can go through, And look, I need to plug IML here. If you haven't been through IML's academy yet and understand support and resistance, even at the level that it's taught, if you haven't figured out risk and risk reward, and stop losses and got that all that math down. You need to. And that's true for anything you trade. But if you actually learn it, then you'll understand why we do what we do and why you'll take the time to learn it instead of chasing holy grails and instead of chasing shiny objects. Shiny object syndrome, false expectations, impatience, ego, those are the death of a trader. And if you don't watch out, the old paradigm will suck you right into that realm of those things being there. There's a stack of them in the group. When you get there, they're kind of in rank order. But definitely, you got to see the one on risk reward, why you might want to trade a pitchfork. There's a couple on risk reward. If you're going to trade harmonic scans, we have all sorts. There's no doubt we have the best ways to trade the harmonic scanner. Just we didn't look at it tonight. We got so much we can trade with what we do. That's the other thing is, it's fun. You're not going to get bored trading because you have so much stuff you can trade. The course is not on the Facebook page, but the link to it is. All right, so one last time, here's the resource information. For those that came after we started, if you'll take a screenshot of this, it's going to give you the information you need, including the course URL. I will black out the www because some browsers don't like that. But if you go to forexpitchfork.com/IML, all uppercase, that is the free course for active IML members. Or if you just want to go to forexpitchfork.com, you can pay me $300 and take the same course. Your choice. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the next several weeks. We're going to have our Mastery Fibonacci course. I'm going to show you stuff, as I say, blow your socks off and leave your toes smoking. So if you've been in the Forex a little bit, you're going to really appreciate that class and gain insight as to the reality of Fibonacci on the charts. Once you do that, understanding pitchforks, you see pitchforks are made 100% off Fibonacci. So then you'll understand why pitchforks work so often, as does the woo-woo when we combine Fibonacci with Forex pitchforks. So we got the Mastery in Fibonacci coming up. Wednesday, if somebody reminds me, I can show you the kind of money you can make with tight stop losses. I can show you why you want to do certain things. I don't know if I want to do that as an IML class or just a general webinar. I'll have to figure it out. I might do it as a webinar. Well, I don't know. But it's coming up. If you're in the group, I'll announce it. You'll see it. Stay active in that group. Like stuff. Write comments. Keep that group live. See, if you don't like stuff and you don't comment in a group, they go away. If you haven't noticed that, Facebook stops putting the feed in your, or the posts in your feed. So this is one Forex group you're going to want to stay active in. Trust me. I do lots of giveaways. I do lots of bonus videos, just trader nuggets, tricks, trips, and traps. Forex in general. So we'll do some really good stuff with pitchforks. We'll have the Fibo Master class. We'll get an idea of income you can make and how you have to understand how compounding works. Oh, yeah, I know what it is. Trust me, you don't. I'll show you some math. It's going to blow you away. Not just compounding, but negative compounding. So when you pull from your account, what happens to it? Yeah, the Fibonacci Mastery will be its own course. I hate to call it a course. It'll be a documentary. We're going to get back to Quickfire and Charlie Delta's scans and pitchforks. They are the most high percentage move of anything on a Forex chart. And so, again, but you have to understand pitchforks before you can do Charlie Delta pitchforks. Charlie Delta pitchfork is based on the CD swing of a harmonic scan, X, A, B, C, D. It's based on the CD and a traditional going back to the X. It's an extremely powerful pitchfork. High percentage, high percentage, high percentage. We take trades based on the scan that on average have an 89.33 success rate. That's not me saying that. That's 126,100 patterns that have been studied. And we talk about the math in that. We take trades that have an 80% chance of going from the swing in the pitchfork to the median line. That's not me saying it. That's Alan Andrews, the guy that invented the pitchfork. So we like to trade high percentage with laser precision. For the old timers here tonight, sorry it wasn't a whole lot of new stuff tonight. I'm still kind of under the weather with my leg, and I had just an avalanche of stuff in the last 24 hours because of the leg. And just ridiculous. But anyway, I'll be back Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you were here tonight and you're still alive tomorrow because your brain didn't explode, I'd encourage you to come back. It's not overwhelming in the sense that you can't do it. It's not rocket science. It's just repetition and participating in our group. With that, as we all know, just in history in general, but more recently with the incident in Florida, life can be short. So for those people you care and love, please let them know you care and love them. I love you guys for carving out some time to be here tonight. Hopefully you got something of value. And for those brave enough, I'll be back here Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Y'all have a good couple of days. And I'll see you in Facebook land, so join our group. You'll see me there.